Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to the second part of this series, I would call it, of the teardown of the C5. Today I'm going to be meeting up with my buddy, well, more so like he's meeting up with me at my dad's, and we're going to be getting this torque tube out. Right now I'm currently heading to Harbor Freight, you know, the good old Harbor Freight tools that everybody hates on, that I love because they've lasted longer than some of my Snap-ons, and that's no cap. Yeah, so I'm gonna be heading over there to pick up some swivel sockets, and then after that, that's about it. We're gonna be going over there. I'm gonna get gas. I'm in the AMG, so see the AMG. Jeez, look at that, gas lights on like always. This thing stays with the gas light on. Yeah, so the main objective for today's video will just be dropping the torque tube. It should be fun. It's my first time doing it, my buddy's first time doing it, so yeah, so that should be basically all we're going to be doing today, is getting that torque tube down. And then at the same time, God, the lighting in here is just ridiculous right now. Yeah, trying to get this torque tube down, and then if I can get make a snap ring removal tool, because of how big it is, I'm gonna try to pull apart the torque tube, and depending on how late it is and how much effort this takes, we'll take the bottom, the rear subframe and differential and torque tube to the local car wash down the street and pressure wash everything off, get it looking all nice and clean, so at least when we're working on it, we're not going to keep getting super filthy. And then when it goes back in, you know, because today's we're really going to get to determine what the actual problem is, whether, you know, it is the torque tube or we're having an issue with the clutch or the throwout bearing. It doesn't seem like it's those two things. Looks like it is the torque tube, but again, I don't really know until I take it out and take it apart. So, but yeah, stay tuned. I gotta stop at Harbor Freight, and then I'll be at my dad's. Damn, well, we're here. That's what we cleaned it up look like. Here's the sockets I just went and got from Harbor Freight. Swivels. Should be what we need to do this job. So, sun, we're in the shade right now. Wind's blowing. Should be pretty easy. Don't have to worry about heat. So, see how this day goes, getting this shit dropped. We'll see how it goes. As for the little update right now, I did go ahead and pull apart the interior, pull the shifter out, so that way it makes it easy to drop the torque tube. Look how nasty it was in there. Oof. All this shit underneath here is dirty as hell. This is what they missed when they were cleaning. They didn't pull it apart. I don't think anybody does that when they clean. But yeah, so that's pulled out, ready to go. We're gonna get underneath now, and I'm gonna unbolt the torque tube, and then we're gonna start messing with the subframe, trying to get it down, see how it goes. Sheesh. Hey, my boy showed up looking all fly to get dirty. This guy. Y'all remember the old 335? Yeah, looking pretty. Yep. Done a lot of work to it. Sheesh. So we're putting the jack in here right now to support the motor, because as I started loosening the torque tube bolts, you can see the motor started to drop. So now we're going to support this. I'm going to try to fill in this little gap right here that created. Okay, yeah, there you go. Slowly go up. There you go, a little more. Okay, a little bit more. A little more. Little more. Right there, right there, right there, right there. That's good enough. Alright. So let me finish getting these bolts out of the torque tube. Oh, we're over here working on the car, and look who comes to save the day.
Yes, sir.
#1 tower in Fresno.
That's right. Hit me up.
came. He saw the vet and was ready just to get rid of it for us. Saw these in this white neighborhood. They're like, let's get rid of this car.
I saw it jacked up. I figured that doesn't belong here.
Yeah.
I was going to do these people a service.
He tried to come offer us $500 for this piece of shit, that's what he said. So, well, we had to turn him down. He ended up helping us figure out how we're going to get this thing down, since my car just happens to have an ABS model in the back when none of the other vets that I've seen look at have it. So now we're going to be able to get the subframe down. Jesus.
My ISF?
Yeah, boom. Domino effect, you know? Bounce it off it like this, like Tetris.
They all get paid out.
I'm shit, whew. Money, money, money.
Old lady don't know how to drive.
She's in a bug too.
Yeah. Ladybugging. Alright, we're losing daylight.
Oh no, of course, that's gonna be the hard part.
Alright, so we got it down somewhat. Well, we need I don't know how we're gonna do it. Do you think if we use a pry bar up on the front?
On the torque tube?
On the torque tube, yeah.
Good, yeah.
She's coming down.
Honestly, the torque tube will probably just get it out.
Yeah, so what are you thinking? So try to
pry bar and pop it off.
all right, we'll try that right now, because we need to try to do something to push it back, because it's came down, we just haven't pushed it back yet. Currently I have Alec right here under the car getting dripped on from the line, and he's trying to push this thing in so that we can get the torque tube out. One of the bleeder hoses right here, you can see up in there, it's leaking the slave cylinder, master slaves, whatever it is. So we're gonna have to figure out what that is, and we're gonna have to fix it, because he broke it. And if you come up in here, you can see he's working his magic trying to get this thing to disconnect, even though it's not wanting to. You getting it?
Yes, I know.
Okay, so he's somewhat confident, but
We're doing something.
yeah, so that's what we're working on right now. We'll show you guys better once we actually have it out, but it's just it has a bunch of dirt and rocks in it. It's not wanting to slide properly, so it's being a pain. And that's all we have left. It's holding up us from getting the torque tube out, and Alex spent almost 3 hours right now trying to get this little piece. That's all he's had to do this whole time. Oh, no way. So that line did not come off. It didn't. So we had to cut it off. We're gonna have to replace the slave cylinder anyways. So now we're inside the car removing the upper shift linkage bolt. So that way we're gonna just try to disconnect the transmission from the torque tube before dropping it down, because it is not budging. We cannot get the torque tube to budge for any reason. So he's trying to fight this on right now. Are you able to do it?
Yeah.
He said yeah. So he's getting it right there. It is completely dark outside, as you can see, nighttime. Yeah, so stay tuned. Today has not been going as planned. Again, this is definitely difficult being on the floor. So yeah, things you run into. A lot of the videos you see on YouTube don't really explain everything to it. So, and this light is bright. Dang. Oh. Okay, there you go. That's not as bright. Okay, perfect. But yeah, so that's what's going on right now. Appreciate everybody who's staying, following along to this shit. But yeah, this is not fun. Super dirty. The objective today is just to get the torque tube on the ground. That's all. So yeah, stay tuned. We'll see what happens. Okay, it is another day, and man, oh, stressful. So that Corvette job is just not the business. I like to do everything on my own, or attempt to, and I had to give up. It's sad, it's true, the torque tube would not come out. It was seized to the throwout bearing. So I'll drop some pictures right now. The Corvette got towed because basically the city put a note on the car saying I needed to have it back down on the ground. I had the transmission pulled out, and it was on jack stands, 100+ degree weather for almost a month, so I wasn't really working on it because I couldn't get the torque tube out. I was trying everything I could possibly. It's hard to record when I'm in that position underneath the car. Ultimately, they told me I had to get it back down on wheels, so I had to do what I had to do. So I got it towed to a shop where they struggled to get the torque tube out as well. And I have pictures right here also. I'll post right now if you want to take a look. So yeah, that's the torque tube up in the air. Then you got the right here's the transmission, And then here's the bell housing, and then you know, the torque tube, and the clutch is beat up trying to get it out. And so yeah, no bueno. Looks like I'm gonna have to do a torque tube rebuild. It's not too bad. It's getting the shop to do it though. They want me to replace the torque tube, but that's ridiculous. So yeah, that's kind of what's going on with the vet. That's why it's been taking so long. They also took forever to start working on it, so I hadn't really been giving any updates because I didn't really have any updates other than, you know, I wasn't able to complete the job on the ground like I wanted to. I definitely feel like if the torque tube would have just came out normally, this would have been simple and I would have gotten it done. But well, is what it is. Sometimes all you can do is give it your all and then go from there. So that's the update on the Corvette. I know it's been a while since I posted a video because not a lot of things have been happening. That's it really. So I appreciate everybody who stayed along. I know you guys wanted to see, you know, a better ending to this. It's costing me a lot of money to have the shop do this now instead of having me do it. That's a bummer, but it's gonna be fixed. It'll be done, you know, another week or two once parts come in. Gonna have a new clutch, new rear mainsail, new throwout bearing, new slave cylinder. I'm gonna get new mounts, new fluids, fresh torque tube, you know, got new wheels for the car. So that's kind of where we're at right now. And yeah, so I appreciate everybody who's been following along. And we're almost to the 1K subscribe mark, almost monetized. I want to say we're a little over 30 away. So we're gonna get there. I'm excited. Yes, I am. So yeah, that's that. And we are gonna be putting the CLS back on E, so stay tuned for that. So alright, you guys, I appreciate every one of you guys. Sorry it wasn't better news, but yeah, stay tuned till the next one. So let's go. Yeah.